might like Beethoven, I do too, but the blues is what I do. And if you don't want it, I'm like Walt Disney. I said, Donald Duck, you. The night I was born, my mama looked at me and she said, you're an ugly motor scooter and your feet's too big. Get the hell out of my bed. I went crying to Papa. My eyes was welling up with tears. He said, son, you gotta grow a pair. Your mama been telling me that for years. Yes, I'm the alligator. Oh yeah. Hear me talking to you. Oh yeah. Hear me talking to you. Well, here we are. I'd like to welcome everybody to my very first podcast. This is Alligator. I hope you saw my introduction that I put out a little while ago, letting you know about this. I'm going to be doing this once a week. I'm going to be sending out a podcast. I'm going to cover a large variety of things. Today, I'm going to be featuring a multimedia artist, close friend of mine called Peter Turner and his Turner Arts Studio. I'm here in Bolinas, California. That's where Peter lives. And do you know anything about Bolinas? Let me tell you something. Since 50 years ago, I came out here to California, and Bolinas has always been one of my favorite places. When you mention the name Bohemian Community, it fits Bolinas like a glove. I remember coming out here well over 50 years ago and performing at Smiley's Saloon, a very historic saloon. It's on the U.S. Register of Historic Saloons, 1800s. I came out and performed there. Every time I come to Bolinas, I end up performing at Smiley's. Before we get started here again, when I bring out Peter, it's going to be a really interesting interview because he's one of those people. But before I do that, I'm going to do a little bit of Zydeco. I just feel like doing it, okay? Here we go, y'all. I'm the Zydeco man. I'm the Zydeco man. Okay. I'm the Zydeco man from the Zydeco land. I'm the Zydeco man on the Zydeco train. Hey! Well, I feel alright from head to toe. Tonight is my night. I'm gonna Zydeco. Let me tell you now, my dancing partner. Hey! I'm not gonna choose my Zydeco shoes. Got the Zydeco blues. You know what? I gotta let you go. You gotta go, girl. If you dance too slow, come back next year. Come on. When you can let it go. We're gonna have so much fun. Gonna drink that booze. My Zydeco shoes. Got the Zydeco blues. Hey! Zydeco. One more time. Woo! I just love it. Right now, without further ado, let me introduce to you someone who started off as someone who's going to do some business for me. And, I figured we'd hire this guy to make a video of me, and then, I'd get my video and go home, and that would be the end of it. But we struck up a friendship that has lasted for some years now. And he's one of my favorite people, actually. So here, without further ado, we got from Turner Art Studio in Bolinas, California. If you guys want to make a film of any kind, a band, dancers, anything. Anyway, we'll let him explain that. Peter Turner.
Hey, Alligator.
All right, my friend. Just kick back and make yourself at home, even though this is your home.
Well, it works for me.
Yes, I'm here in Bolinas at Peanut
Peanut Studios. No.
Turner Art Studio.
Turner Studios.
Turn Art Studio.
No, Turner Studios, Turn Arts Productions.
Okay.
Whatever.
You got it right.
Yeah.
I wish you could actually look around here because it's actually a fantastic setup that my friend has here. But let's start with this. People often start with me saying, how did you get interested in music? And I always tell them the same thing. My parents took me back when I was a kid to what we used to call the motion pictures. And I saw a Gene Autry movie. And when I left that movie, they said Gene Autry messed that boy's mind up. Because I listened to him sing and play the guitar, and when I left there, I said, heck, I can do that. But anyway, Peter, how did you get started on all of this art you do?
That's a good question. It's kind of hard to answer. I think, hey, it's a gift, and I'm grateful for it. I've been inclined in that direction since I was a wee child. Yeah.
Knee high to a duck.
Well, I didn't remember the duck. Yeah, I remember the duck. Yeah, that's right. It just came naturally, I think. I was more inclined to draw than I was to write. I was more inclined to, music sort of came later. Singing in the shower and then playing the piano. I had piano lessons as a kid for about 2 months, and it was horrible. I hated it. It was just too linear for my brain of A, B, C, D, and my brain was like Z, Q, R, F, So I got out of that one. I didn't like it at all. Didn't really learn anything. And then I would play when nobody was around, just random on the piano, on my parents' piano. And also I was exposed to art a lot around the home because my dad was an architect and my mother was into art and she liked to draw, so it came natural.
Mm-hmm. And you do so many different mediums. I mean, if I could paint, I would be happy. If I could sculpt, I would be happy. You do all of this stuff. I've seen you. I mean, you got paintings on the wall of your house that many times I visit you and I go, who did that? And you said you did, and I'm going, wow. It's like, how did you get into so many mediums? You do sculpturing, you paint, you play, you sing, and your film studio has turned out just some incredible stuff. Mm-hmm. One of these, when I come back to do, I'm gonna do a couple of more over here with you. And one of them is gonna be, we're gonna have an outdoor concert on you. See, he doesn't even know about this. I'm telling him right now. This is his place, and I'm telling him what we're gonna do.
That's okay. Go ahead.
We're gonna set up on your porch there, beautiful, and have a live band there. Just some friends come over.
Maybe more than one. Maybe live entertainment. I did this once here, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
We had all kinds of entertainers here, and people spent the night, and here we are in 10 acres with a beautiful view and no houses in sight here in Bolinas. It's lovely.
Oh yes. Oh, I've been talking with Peter about trying to do that for some years. We haven't done it yet, but I'm sure we're getting close to it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because I wish I could show you where he lives. It would really blow your mind. I mean, he's in the middle of nature. There's foxes running around all over the place, and all, just hawks everywhere. Just, it's just an incredible place. But Peter, what would you like to tell the people about your art yourself?
Okay. Well, what would I like to tell people? It's a natural expression, and a large part of the process, which I think probably Alligator has experienced as well, is like opening yourself to what wants to come through, and that's been a multiple year process to develop that ability. And now I'm, much more interested in a kind of abstract, multi-dimensional reality than I am in literal reality, whatever that is. Mm-hmm. So I include multiple layers of sound. I started with sound. I was doing it with photography with multiple negatives. Then I went into working with Photoshop and using multiple layers on top of other layers in order to express something that really can't be expressed in words.
That's incredible. Yeah, because one of the things like your work, I've sit and watched a lot of your films, and each one of them, the films are I don't know how to explain them. They're a collage of consciousness is all I can say. But you watch these films and they take you off someplace. You know what I mean? They take you off someplace, and everybody who Peter asks about, well, what did that do for you? And everybody, it does something for everybody, but everybody has a different reaction to what the film means. And that is what art is all about.
Yeah, that's kind of the point in a way. I mean, it's like, bringing up, aspects of the unconscious, essentially, these archetypal symbols that we all have inside of us. And so, like a lake can be positive if you had a nice swimming event, and it could be really negative, if somebody drowned in it that you were close to, for example. And so it's like, so I work with symbols and I work with transformational elements of things, this transitioning into this, into this, into this, to try and create an alternate reality that's, I believe exists. But here I'm creating one that, and it affects everybody else differently because it does.
Well, what I say is, if you're an artist and you do a painting or a song or in whatever your art might be, and everybody has the same opinion about it, you have screwed it up.
Yeah, we're talking about Andy Warhol's soup cans, for example, here, right? Yeah, I mean, it's like, okay, it's good once, and then are you going to want to look at it in 10 years?
Yeah.
Because it's not telling you anything new. So good art is something that can transform you and transform with you as your perception shifts.
And good art, true art, listen to me. What do I know? In fact, I was a kindergarten dropout, and they gave me an IQ test once, and they found out that I was one of the few mental midgets in all of America. But
he's way too humble. Yes, he understands a lot more than he'll tell you, probably. Yes.
But true art comes to you from someplace. People ask me about my song sometime, and they'll ask, well, where did it come from? And I always say, it came from wherever.
Yeah.
It came through me.
Mm-hmm.
I was a conduit for bringing it down to the dense physical plane.
Exactly.
As we call it.
Yeah.
But although I never feel like, I'm proud of writing the songs, but I never feel like they belong to me because they don't.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. So I get exactly what you're saying.
Yeah,
when you
it's about being a vehicle, and that's about being completely open so you can allow this energy to come through you.
That's it.
And the more you open, the more that can come through. And that's good for all of us, regardless. You could be a doctor and allow this to happen. You could be whatever. It's the same thing. And in the creative world, it's even, stronger, perhaps.
Yes, yes, yes. I was told once when I was young about when I perform my music, I said sometimes I get carried away, and if somebody asks me at the end of a song, they go, what was that, maybe a few songs down, what was that song you played a couple of minutes ago? I don't even remember. And the people, being from having my contacts from Louisiana and all that stuff, the people used to tell me, they said, you know what, that's good, because when you perform, you're supposed to allow your ancestors to inhabit you and speak through you. So when you get so into what you're doing that you're not even conscious of what you're doing, you're on the right path.
Yeah, right on. Mm-hmm.
So how can people contact you and get to look at some of you? You have a media presence, you must have.
A little bit, yeah. Well, I have a website, and it's Turn Arts, as in the word turn and the word arts.com. TURNARTS.com.
Now, what advice would you have for any young person who's starting out, trying to make a living as an artist? I can say one thing before you even start. It ain't easy.
Well, like anything, it's the courage of your convictions,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
And how willing you are, and how much motivation you have, and how willing you are to kind of not be influenced by what everybody says if you're doing something different than what they think is good, right?
Yeah. Sometimes you have to go in your own direction, regardless to where everybody else is going. Sometimes you have to just blaze your own trail, so to speak. Do you have any projects coming up now?
Oh, well, I'm continually working. I don't know how to not work for the most part, because it's what keeps me alive and enjoying life, is to be creative. So I got to show you, just take a look at the background. I'm getting out of the picture. That's just kind of a simple example of that's like 3 different images that are split apart and in front of each other. You can see it a little bit in the background.
Yeah.
Just to get an idea, a little bit of a sense of what I do.
Some of you should go look at Peter's website and view some of it. You have some.
No, they all should.
They all should. Yeah. Excuse me. And get a look. Check out Peter's website and try to get a sense of how he actually works and what the end products are there. They're like incredible. I mean, he's taken the simple. Peter's very much a nature person. I mean, and he can take simple objects that he finds, and it ends up putting. I can't even explain it. He puts it all together, and the next thing you know, you got this great piece of art there that started with just a piece of this and a piece of that. Blah blah blah.
Thank you.
It's just wonderful. It's just wonderful. So listen, we I try to keep my first podcast short. I'm going to be coming. No, you stay. I'm going to be coming back to Peter again a couple of times, because I want you guys to see some of his art. Somehow I'm going to get it set up so we can go in his apartment. We can go around the studio and just show you some of the things that he does. But what I will tell you is that anybody has any kind of anything that they want done with film or music or dance, or you want to make your own film, you want to make a biography of somebody who you feel that the public really needs to know about, here he is.
Thank
here
you.
He is. But I'm going to be coming back to Peter again, like I say, to show his art. And also at some point, we're going to throw a porch concert. I'm going to bring some of the members of my Alligator Rhythm Outlaws band down. And we'll just let several people show their skills at playing music and singing. We're going to make a party out of it. In fact, we're going to try to do it soon because the weather's going to warm up soon, and I think in the next couple of months maybe we could pull something like that.
Yeah, springtime.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to say is, once again, Peter, thank you, my friend.
You're welcome.
And I'm going to put on my theme song here once again. In fact, so I hope you've enjoyed this little chat that we've had. And if you didn't, well, what can I say? Here's what I'm going to do for you now. Give me 1 minute here. This is a little instrumental called Sweet Breeze, Alligator Style. It's been wonderful being here with you. I hope you turn it down just a little bit. I hope you will check out my next podcast. This is Alligator. Happy trails. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I got to go, y'all. I got to go, y'all. I'll see you in about a week. I'm coming back, you hear me? Oh yeah, yeah. Alligator style.